So today I thought that I would clean my makeup brushes. I don't know if this is gross or whatever, but I don't clean them on a daily basis, weekly basis, even monthly basis. And I think you're supposed to clean them once a week just for like hygiene to make sure there's no bacteria. So like I know you're supposed to do that, but I do mine like I don't know, every quarter of the year, every 3 months. And it works for me. Never got an eye infection. Everything's fine. So you can watch in satisfaction as we wipe away the months of eyeshadow, of all kinds of stuff. Okay? Watch closely. It's very satisfying. All right, welcome back to another story time and coloring. This one is definitely going to be on the personal side, so buckle up. The past little while, I've been using this specific coloring book, the Creepy Cuties one, and it's been awesome. I've done so many pages. So today I wanted to try a new one. This one's called Little Spooky, Cute and Comfy Coloring Book. And as you can see, the actual pages, they're a little bit thicker in terms of the line work. I don't mind that. I think it'll make it easier to cuddle. Did I just say easier to cuddle? Easier to color. But if you would like one of these coloring books for yourself, I will link to them down below in the description. So that way, maybe next time we can color together out of the same coloring book. So today we're talking about children, having children, becoming a parent, becoming a mom, stuff like that. So trigger warning, there's also child loss being discussed. And here's the thing, I don't think any woman is required to explain why they do or don't want to have kids or why they haven't had kids yet. I don't think anyone needs to do that, but I feel comfortable. I'm okay talking about this stuff with you guys, so it honestly does not bother me whatsoever. Of course, I talked to Ty before doing this video because it does involve him as well, and he's totally fine about me talking about this too. So I am currently 31 years old. As crazy as that is to say out loud, I am 31. I started my channel back when I was, I think, 21 years old or something like that. So it's been quite a long time. I had been with you guys all throughout my 20s and it's been amazing. But because, you know, I got married and I'm now in my early 30s, I get hundreds of comments, of questions, of DMs, of people asking me why I haven't had a kid yet, when I'm gonna have a kid, am I pregnant, when am I going to be pregnant, you know, which are, I know you guys mean well, I honestly do, but they are kind of invasive questions and they are very personal questions. Like I said, I'm okay answering that for you today, but I kind of have to give you my backstory a little bit to understand my answer to that question. So as many of you know, back in 2017, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. And with Lyme disease comes a lot of different health complications. And when I was seeing my doctor in the States, she asked me, she said, Jess, I know you're getting married, and I know a lot of the time kids come next. I just want you to be aware that because of your condition, the specific Lyme disease bacteria that I have, it's going to make it very difficult for me to have a baby. And that could mean I will have multiple miscarriages. It'll be really hard for me to carry full term into a pregnancy. And so she said, if I ever want to become pregnant, I'm going to have to go through a whole series of medications and I would be a high risk pregnancy. It made me really scared. And I don't know, I didn't know what the future would hold for me if Ty and I decided to have children. Now, growing up, honestly, I was never really interested in becoming a mom. I feel like everyone around me, they were always talking about their future and having children and being so excited, but I just did not have a calling to that. Not that any 13-year-old should be feeling like they have a calling to be a parent yet, but you know, like you grow up watching movies and you have like Barbie and Kelly and all these things that you see. And so obviously that's on your mind. But for me, I was adamant that I just did not think I was going to have a kid when I got older. It wasn't until I met Ty and we fell in love and, you know, got engaged that those kind of questions were starting to pop up in my mind. Now, the first year that we were dating, so this would have been 2017, this was late in the year. I think this was like 10 months into when we were dating. I was having a lot of health issues. I was having frequent like bladder infections and all kinds of other infections and getting the flu every other month. And so Ty took me into emergency room this one night. I think it was almost midnight, and I was having so many stomach pains and I was just not doing well. And so I was brought into the emergency room, and the nurse there wanted me to do a urine test and blood work and all kinds of stuff like that. It was just like standard procedure. And Ty was sitting next to me, just like doing stuff on his phone. And the doctor came into the room and she had my blood work in her hands. And she said, "Did you know that you're pregnant?" And I was just totally shocked. I looked at her and I was like, "No, I'm not pregnant." And she was like, "No, we did your blood work. And you have this," I don't know how it works, guys, "a certain hormone that appears in your blood work, something that shows that you're pregnant for sure." And so she explained it all to me and she's like, "No, you're pregnant." And I remember like turning to look at Ty, he turned to look at me, and we both just looked like the blood drained from our face, and we didn't say anything. We were in such shock that we couldn't even like communicate with each other. We just could not believe it. And the doctor just told me like, "Okay, you need to like make a follow-up appointment with your family doctor and, you know, do more tests and make sure you get your ultrasounds on this date and whatever." And then she left. I remember the drive home was crazy, okay? We did live pretty close to the hospital, but the 10-minute drive was mostly completely silent. I would say the first 8 minutes, I was sitting, Ty was driving, we were looking at the road, completely silent, because we hadn't even been together for a year. We weren't even married yet. It was just so out of the blue. I already knew about my risks having Lyme disease and stuff, totally unplanned. It was a very scary experience. And when we were like 2 minutes from home, Ty started giving me these really just strong words of affirmations that he's always here, and whatever I decided to do, like he would be there for me, and that we could do this, and that he loved me, and like all the right things. He's the sweetest guy. That's why we're married today, and I love him so much. But yeah, he was really comforting to me. But I remember just going home and I was crying, and I was trying to like envision my life with a baby, and I was trying to envision what that pregnancy would look like because I was high risk, and it was a really frightening time for me. Now, for some reason, during this time, I didn't tell anybody. The only person that knew was Ty. I didn't call my mom. I didn't even call my sister. And those are the two people that I call first with anything. I didn't even tell my friends. I don't know. I just wanted to keep it so locked down just between me and Ty while I just thought it through and tried to process it, which I know is a very strange way. I feel like a lot of people would probably call people immediately with news like this. And anyway, long story short, as I'm sure you know, Ty and I don't currently have kids. I did lose that baby. I was probably 6 weeks along, not long at all. I just lost it naturally, and it was sad. And it's a weird time in my life to look back on, especially because sometimes Ty and I will look at each other and be like, wow, like it's 2025. If we did have that baby, it would be 7 or 8 years old right now, which is insane. Like imagine me having a 7 or 8 year old like just like running around in the background of my videos and like having different stories to tell you guys about this kid that we have. It's such a strange feeling to think about. And I just think that it just wasn't meant to be for us, and that's why that happened. And I didn't even know that after 2017 I would have so many more major health issues so bad, like through 2017 up until now, that like I'm bedridden, so many not doing well, that I don't even know if I would be able to parent properly because of how bad my health was and is. So I almost feel like things happen to you for a reason. I know that's like a cliche saying. So I think ultimately the answer to the question of do you and Ty want to have kids or when is it going to happen? I think our answer is it probably won't. And this isn't just about me and like my health. Ty also feels the same way. We're not in a place where he thinks he can be a father, and I'm not in a place where I think I can be a mother right now. We are very content in each other and just having each other for company and having that independence. And I'm so in love with my niece, and I love being around her. And that's kind of like my dose of being around a child. I think we're just super aware. Even Ty, actually, I don't know if many people know, but Ty also has Lyme disease. With health and stuff, it just doesn't seem like something that we can manage right now. I will never say never. Maybe there's a 5% chance that in the coming years, we will suddenly have a change of heart. And if we decide to do that, it will be a high-risk pregnancy for me. And I will have to do a lot of things that the normal person wouldn't have to do while I'm pregnant. And that is daunting to me. So I almost feel like because of that, we're just gonna stick to the two of us. And we are not upset about that. I feel like this choice does come with some disappointment from family and, you know, maybe even our audience, maybe even you guys feel disappointed with this answer. But ultimately, it is our choice. And I feel like why bring life into this world if there are risks involved and if we're not ready? And I don't know, I just feel like something just prompted me to make this little video today talking about this with you guys. Mostly, like I said, because of all of the DMs and comments that I get asking about it. And I think especially because I've shifted to vlog content, people are more like, oh my gosh, like if you have kids, it'd be so cool for the vlogs. And like, I totally get it. But just so you know, even if we did have kids, I would not make them the center of vlogs because we all know how that goes historically with family vlog channels. It's not always the fairest thing for the kids who can't really consent properly. But yeah, there is always a part of me that wonders, like, when Ty and I eventually get to heaven, will our child be there? And maybe that's where we enjoy them for eternity, and that's where I'm healthy and I don't have any pain. And oh, it makes me a little bit emotional. But yeah, oh my gosh, I feel like I never get enough coloring done while I'm talking because I'm talking so much. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up in fast mode. And don't forget, if you would like a coloring book, I've linked it down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this chat. Thank you for always being so kind, so respectful, so understanding. I love you guys. It is time. It's been a week. He needs a trim, and I'm gonna do it.
Makes it seem like I'm getting punished.
I don't know how to use this. Do I just press this?
I'm just gonna trust you. Let's go.
Am I doing it the right way?
I'm realizing that it's probably really hard for you to know if you're getting the right spots because you can't actually see the top
I can't see anything. I got something there.
You're really digging in.
It doesn't feel right at all.
It looks fine.
So you just pet right there, you'll feel it.
That part's longer.
Yeah, there's like a solid chunk.
Don't trust me to do it. Go to the barber. Guys, we're gonna cook together. I'm so excited. So unfortunately, I had to start this anti-inflammatory diet, which I am not excited for. I am on, I think, day 6, so I've been doing pretty well, but it's been terrible. The food is so plain and boring because you have to eat like plain veggies, plain chicken, plain fish, plain sweet potato, like all those like really boring things. So I want to make something for lunch that stays in the anti-inflammatory rules, but is also kind of fun. And by the way, the reason why I'm on this diet is because of all of my like jaw, joint issues. I'm trying to see if eating anti-inflammatory uninflames me. Is that a word? Anyway, so today we're making ramen. And it's crazy because when I heard this diet, you're not really supposed to like have any pasta. But this has only 2 ingredients. I got it from Costco. The only ingredients are organic brown rice and organic millet. And both of those things are anti-inflammatory. So we're having this. We're having it with some broccoli. We're having it with some shrimp. And we're gonna see if I can make some yummy ramen. I'm gonna put a little bit of soy sauce in it. I'm not really supposed to, but we're gonna do it. Guys, you're not gonna believe what just happened. I cannot believe I did not catch that on camera. I was almost done the ramen, okay? The shrimp were done. I took them off the stove, was about to take the ramen out of the pot, and suddenly, I don't even know what it was, but some disgusting brown, rusty rainwater or something came down from the oven vent and went right into the ramen bowl. That has never happened in the history of us living here. I do not know what's going on. I know it's raining really hard outside right now, but like, how would it get into the oven vent? So now I have to restart. Why can't I have good things? Why can't one good thing happen to me for once? I really need it. Wow, that was a process. What should have taken 10 minutes took me 30, but it's okay because I tasted this and it's delicious and it's healthy. Even though it just looks like unhealthy ramen, it's actually brown rice noodles, which makes this diet so much easier. Hopefully it helps with the joint pain and all the issues that I'm having. We'll see. Alrighty guys, we're gonna end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you once again for all of your sweet, kind comments. I try and read through as many as I can on each vlog, and I'm so glad you guys are enjoying this content. We are too, and for those of you that did not know, Ty actually edits all of these videos. Back when I was making my like older, then it's not really old, like 3 months ago and onward, I have always been the editor of my channel the past 10 years. And Ty has taken over that for me. And it's been really cool to watch him do the editing. He's so great at it. And it leaves me time to write my book, which has been really, really great. So anyway, the more you know. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. And I will see you in our next vlog. Bye.